Hi, this is Deacon Larry, and this is Renewed. Sisters and brothers, welcome back to Renewed. Today I was listening to a podcast, and in this podcast, and you could put whatever political party you want, but basically the people on the podcast who were a team of people speaking about culture today, they were saying all of the badness in our life today comes from political party X. You could listen to that same podcast from another point of view, and it would be all of the evil in our society comes from the party Y. There's so much division, sisters and brothers, in our experience of social media. Social media has many wonders and gifts and blessings to us. Instantaneous access to news is often very helpful and life-saving. Other times there's information that we wouldn't be aware of that can help us to live better and more healthy lives. But one of the challenges of social media is the divisiveness and the anger and the judgment that people use and that we buy into, quite frankly, oftentimes in our experience of social media. The fear that it generates and creates, as if every other person were somebody evil or somebody bad. We certainly have huge social issues to deal with in our society. The continuation of these terrible crimes of gun violence against children and adults, the civil discord on our streets, the political challenges of dealing with issue after issue, the reality today of the questions of the LGBTQ community and how people are accepted and embraced in communities. But sisters and brothers, I want to take a step back from that. We might breathe and take a breath from our Catholic social teaching, which begins with our understanding of the sacredness of human life, but connected to that is the dignity of the human person. Where do we find that? We go right to Scripture, to the book of Genesis, to the very act of God's creation, in which He makes human beings in the image and likeness of God. There's an inherent dignity in the human person. But I'd like to take a little slice of medieval philosophy. St. Thomas Aquinas, St. Bonaventure, Blessed John Duns Scotus, all of these great medieval theologians and philosophers would have understood one thing about human dignity, and that is the notion of transcendentals of being. It's a big expression, but basically it means that everything that exists has four characteristics that are just as central to it as existence. That is, everything that is one, true, good, and beautiful. And so if we take that and we think about any human person that is born, any rock, any dog, doesn't mean that they're perfect. It means that they are one. That is, they can only be a whole human being, a whole rock, a whole dog. You can't be part dog or part human, right? You have to be whole. So the integrity of who we are. Secondly, true. To be true to the nature of what it is to be a human person, to be a rock, to be a dog. There's amazing qualities about what it is to be a human person, to have knowledge and will, freedom, the heart and the effective capacity to love, what it is to be true to being a human, our physical bodies as well. Then the third is good. That is desirable. That is, there's something that is wondrous about us by simply the very fact that we are. And the last is beautiful. That there's something pleasurable about the experience of every human person. And if you think about it in your life, there are all kinds of people that we encounter, and they're not all movie star quality beautiful on the outside, but they're beautiful in so many ways. And the capacity to sing, and the capacity to speak, and their wondrous capacity to enter in relationships, so many ways that they express the inner beauty of who they are. One, true, good, beautiful. Sisters and brothers, if we took that to heart, we would see the way God sees. Because God sees in every human person, no matter how flawed, how broken, how destructive we may be, God still sees in us that He made us one, good, true, and beautiful. And His desire for us each is that we have the ability to flourish. Sisters and brothers, if we took that as a starting point, perhaps we wouldn't say everybody who's on a different political party is evil. Maybe we wouldn't say everybody who holds a different view is evil, but we could come together and dialogue about what it is that we're called to be. When we talk about being our best selves as human persons, one, true, good, and beautiful, how might we live? How might we create a culture? How might we interact in a way that does indeed lead us all to be renewed?
Please like, subscribe, or comment below.